There he is, folks. All to see. We're live. We're live and out here. Oh, my God. Alright, let's fucking do this thing. Inside. Alright. Ready, Dave?
Hey.
How y'all doing, folks? I'm Dave.
And I'm Sean.
This is Barstools and
Band Talk. And thank you for coming. And the first thing I'm going to tell you guys, I promised a lot of people that I would not let Dave annoy me 20 seconds into the show.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I got a lot of feedback on that. Thanks a lot for coming, guys. This is great. Give yourselves a hand for being here on this hot, steamy Saturday night.
We really appreciate it. Now, I don't know if you knew this is Ian MacDougall who wrote and sang that song. He created that song our second week into this show. He said, man, I got this idea, I wanted to give it to you guys as an intro to your videos. I said, all right. And I heard it, it's like, man, it's freaking perfect. It was perfect. Now, I did a really bad video editing job for the stuff behind it, but that's Ian's sound. It was an awesome job, and we really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Ian MacDougall.
Yes, sir. And it was funny because everybody said, how did you guys get Tom Petty to do your intro? And we did, and it was Ian MacDougall. And happy and blessed for him to be there.
Absolutely.
So, basically, thought before we got a great panel of folks here tonight. We're really excited
Maybe we should
about
start
it.
with the Zoom panel.
Why don't we? look around here, folks.
You see those screens over there? So if you look pretty closely, you're going to see the top left-hand corner, Lee Dymburt from Razor Boy, all the way from Vancouver, British Columbia. Right underneath him.
Well, Heather, and God love Heather. Heather was supposed to be here tonight, and she did the responsible thing. She wasn't feeling well, but everybody give a wave. And for anybody who doesn't know Heather, if anybody's tuned into the Ultimate Kitchen Party, which was when all this crap started about 4 months ago, and people were feeling a little hopeless and a little bit in despair, she started this great thing that's turned into a massive, massive hit. So give her a hand for that, because it's absolutely been
Heather Cameron-Thompson. And the bottom right-hand corner, you might recognize that lady. Formerly from the head pin, she is our hero. She is Ms. Darby Mills. We're super excited to have you guys here. So again, they're gonna be part of the panel. They're gonna be part of the thing. We want them to see everything too. Hopefully, can you guys see okay? Darby, Lee, Heather, can you see?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Lee, if you could calm the rusting bitch face down for the show, we would really appreciate that.
I have something for you, Sean.
Wow.
Yeah!
I love it.
News.
Yes.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we got started.
I know.
It's here like my new hero.
It's funny because when we interviewed Lee, Dave and I always knew Lee as this cranky guy that was, Jackie was the happy-go-lucky dude. Lee was, we were always scared of Lee. So we get him on the show, and oh my God, we couldn't believe, like, I said to Dave, like, that could be one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. I was absolutely, oh, I'm knocking stuff over already. Anyway, he was a great guy, great conversation, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview. He was funny as hell.
Thanks. It's all in good fun, Sean.
So I guess what we're going to do here before we kick her off, and like I say, I want this panel of folks here to be the stars of the show tonight.
Yeah.
But this whole thing started 3 months ago?
Be 3 months on the 28th.
Right. And so basically what started it was, I do a little radio show for a thing called CIOE out in Lower Sackville. It's a minor sports show. There's no minor sports going on, so I got the idea to interview some of my music friends. And Dave was the first one. Apparently I don't have a lot of friends, so Dave was the first one. And it was a hit, so we said, well, why don't we just try to, keep it going with some different folks. And Jackie Smith was the first guy.
Yep.
Because our whole idea was we wanted this to be kind of people that we grew up listening to, because nobody was doing anything. If you remember, we were all in our houses, nobody could do anything, the bars were closed. It really sucked, but we had to do it, obviously, to stay safe. So we got this idea to start interviewing people that, we knew, we grew up listening to, that we really liked. So Jackie came on, and it just kind of went from there. And really, it went from something that was for shits and giggles to what it is right now, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey guys, we have all of you to thank, and everyone that you've invited and to be here tonight. And I know y'all had a lot of things to do, and I know you're all concerned about being here. We're going to keep everything kind of socially distant and safe and everything tonight, but we're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to you're going to hear a lot of stories from a lot of cool people, and we're going to have a lot of fun. To Sean's point, we were all going a little crazy at the time of this thing going on, and this really saved our souls and hopefully brought a little bit of memories back for you folks with some of the wonderful nostalgia you've seen around the walls here tonight, some memories that you've seen flowing back. With the show, is it just started off as this kind of a shits and giggles kind of thing, became this event, this thing, and we're growing and growing. We're going to keep on growing with it. If you guys keep liking it, we're going to keep on doing weird shit, and if you keep on subscribing, we'll keep on doing it. But at the end of the day, it's all about you folks. It's your channel, it's your show, it's your lives that we're here to celebrate. It's like we're all sitting in a bar. This is the first time we've been able to sit in a fucking bar and talk about the stuff that we normally would talk about. And this is what you're going to get tonight. So I hope you have a good time.
And just quickly before we start, I'd like to thank two people. One of them is sitting, I think that's Chris Monroe. And Chris, probably 2 or 3 days into this said, you guys should do an event, and it should be at Montes. And it was like, Chris, we don't even know what the frick we're doing, bro. And it's like, okay, we'll give it a try. So here we are. We're here thanks to Chris's idea, so give Chris a round.
Yeah.
And the second person I'd like to thank, who looks like she's, doing something in her kitchen, is the wonderful Darby Mills, because Darby really, she was the first person that came on that was kind of gave us that credibility. And the thing about her, and I remember saying it 2 or 3 times, it's so great when you meet somebody that you grew up listening to, and they're good people before they're talented people, and I think that's very important. And she's absolutely super awesome. So thank you, Darby.
Of course, my kids tried to call 3 times since we've been on. That's what live TV is all about. So I'm just trying to message him to say, stop bugging your mom. Keep talking, I can hear. I got kids and a husband, I can hear out of everywhere.
Do you need to pop in and
I do too.
You guys are here for the whole night, so we're going to turn some questions over to you later on, but seriously, if you need to pop in and out, that's fine. They're in Vancouver and Halifax and everything, so it's be fun. All right, let's bring up the panel. What do you think?
Well, in a second. So, do you guys remember when Jackie used to play back in the day? This is what Jackie used to wear holes in carpets. I'm going to try not to do that. I don't want to steal a show. And the boys are coming out here too. We got the Dress to Kill guys here, and let me tell you something about these guys.
Oh my God! Kiss is in the house.
So, my buddy Kyle, who's on the panel here tonight, Kyle and I had the opportunity to close for these guys in this very room a couple years ago, and I actually, on my desktop from at work, have the Kiss time in the background. So it looks like me playing the Kiss. It's like a dream come true. So that was pretty cool. So without further ado, why don't we get this show started? So what we're going to do is Dave and I are going to be walking around. If people have questions, because we get, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that? Well, you know what? We're not really smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, it's true.
Dave prepares. I don't. I just kind of go with what I'm given.
I prepare all right.
So we're going to bring out our first guest, and he's going to do a little ditty for you. I've known Maurice Aucoin probably darn near close to 30 years. Maurice, just before all this stuff started, we were actually sitting at Big Leagues one night. I don't remember who was playing. But we were talking about how we had to do something different because it was like the bars, you know, there's only so much you can do in the bars and things are changing. And Dave and I said, well, we have an idea, we don't really know what it is. And Mo was like, well, we've got an idea too. This guy's actually one of the first guys that jumped onto this whole live stream stuff. And he's been doing it like a bandit.
Yep.
We're going to bring out Mr. Maurice Aucoin. He's going to do a tune for you. Yeah. Come on, you get more love than that.
Maurice Aucoin, everybody!
So what he gets
Legendary.
going. Legendary. Maurice was the first guy that we talked to, and we said we're doing something. We don't know what it is. I'm in. You know Maurice?
Yeah.
Maurice is like a big bowl of sugar all the time, man. He's like so high energy. So he was one of the first guys to sign on. So we want to have Maurice here. Maurice is going to do a tune for you. Yeah. And we'll see where it goes.
Excellent. That's all we're doing. We're sort of winging it tonight. Please drink up. Please be merry. Listen, there's going to be tons of draws tonight. There's lots of free shit that we're going to be giving away. That being said, there's also some mugs down below. You have mugs like Sean and I use. They're down below for my good friend Candace who'll be selling those. But yeah, all sorts of fun activities going on here tonight. But we're kind of just going to wing it and just want you to have fun. Maurice is going to be awesome.
All right, folks, how y'all doing? Come on! All right, so before I get going, I'll get most of my stuff laying around here. First of all, yes, thanks for getting me involved with the show. I was before the COVID thing even started. Those two were up to something. I couldn't quite figure it out. Remember, they came. We all met up, and I think who was playing? I forget. Some other band was playing. We were all there, and they were talking about they're kind of bored. They want to start something, and we didn't know at the time what they were talking. I'm muted, by the way. Right? Cool. And anyway, so who would have thought that a couple months later they really had something they had to do, and we all did. Anyway, so and I didn't know. By the way, folks, for the record, I did not know how to spell Zoom and March. Right, so lots happened real fast for everybody, and I wrote this song over the last few months and whatnot. But anyway, I got real busy online. It was either get online or get out of the business, and that's kind of what I did. So, and I'm still figuring out how to make money at it. Haven't made a dime much at it, but we're working there, and I think I'm pretty well ready for the game. And hey, that sounds wonderful. So, and I'll be introducing the next panel, the next person on the panel. That should be a good little. Actually, there's a lot of people on the panel, by the way, folks, that I've known since the very beginning of my career, and it's ironic that we're all standing in the same room together. Never would have predicted this 40 years ago or so that we'd be here today, reminiscing like we're going to. And the stories are funny. So obviously you guys are music fans, right? You're Atlanta, you know, the scenes, the Atlantic Canadian music scene is rich, and there's a lot of history on these walls, memorabilia. It's going to bring back a lot of memories for a lot of people, including myself. This is a song all about foraging, plowing forward, and not wanting to want to get sunk by the current crap. So, do call Bring Me Down. Nothing but one-way streets in this town. And everyone I meet wears a crown. And I don't want to be the problem, and I won't make a sound. And I don't want no one to bring me down. Feeling like a three-ring circus clown. Want to live a life a little less or more renowned. And I don't want to compete to make my life complete. And I don't want no one to bring me down. I don't want no one to bring me down. I'll be the captain of my ship, no matter where I'm bound. Don't anchor me down. You can take your anchor and run yourself aground, 'cause I don't want no one to bring me down. That's pretty cool. I don't want no one to bring me down. I'll be the captain of my ship, no matter where I'm bound. Don't anchor me down. You can take your anchor, go run yourself aground, 'cause I don't want no one to bring me down. I don't want no one to bring me down. I'll be the captain of my ship, no matter where I'm bound. I don't want no one to bring me down. Well, I'll be introducing the next person of the panel. I guess my not-so-evil twin. Back when I started playing music, I got out of high school in May, June of 1980. That's 40 years ago now. I couldn't imagine when I was 40 years ago thinking that I'd be sitting here like doing this tonight. Really cool. Or just the fact I'm still alive is pretty incredible. And anyway, there's two people on the panel tonight that the first two people I ever saw literally play in a bar. And this next person here, I was just starting my first professional band, and that's when I realized that I had shit for gear. This guy knew how to do it right. Everything he did was, we thought a lot the same way. Our careers have gone down parallel paths, except everything with him is on a big scale, right? I was a practical man. He was a rock star. He's been my rock star friend since I've known him. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring out Jackie Smith here. Because not only has he been playing rock and roll bands, yes, he's also a karaoke guy. We've both made our careers in the business since we started. We've made our money at it since we started our music and business. And people ask both of us all the time, how in the hell have you made a living at this? And his answer is probably just as vague as mine. How you doing, Jack?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
I'm glad Jackie took that mask. I'm glad he took that mask off. We can't hide all that handsomeness, right?
There you go.
Hi, Lee. Hi, Darby. Hey, Cooper. Hey, everybody.
best looking guy in here, Jackie
Great.
Smith.
You look fantastic.
I'm going out on a dinner date as interest.
There you go. So, Mo, first off, great too, bud. Thanks
Thank
so
you
much
very
for that.
much. Yeah.
And again, get on Mo's Facebook page. He's doing stuff like that all the time. And he was one of the first guys that I saw that was doing it. Probably the hardest working man in Atlantic Canada show business right here. I mail it in. I'm very lucky that I can mail it in, but not Mo. So we have Jackie here. And we have Lee, who was another former member of Razor
How
Boy.
you doing, Lee? How you doing, buddy?
He's the one
I'm
who's
doing well, brother. Love ya.
Thank you. Nice to see you. You look great. Follow you on Facebook all the time. You and Kyle up there getting in trouble up there all the time.
We'll do what we can.
We're not even gonna lie. This whole thing really started because of our admiration, respect, and love for Jackie Smith. He was, and I said this before, it's true, it's like more than a mentor. He was somebody who was very approachable, took bands like us, that were the B bands, where he was in the A circuit, under his wing, and showed us the ropes. And it was something that we had to do to show homage and respect to the stuff that you had done. And I mean that sincerely, right? I mean, like, seriously. If it wasn't for you, none of us would be here. It's seriously.
Seriously,
I mean,
right.
I appreciate it because I thought I sucked.
Can I give you 2 quick Jackie Smith stories? And one we were talking about, somewhere around here, I don't know where it is, there's a band that came down from Toronto called Runs in Your Hoses. They were a GNR tribute band. And anybody that's played in Toronto knows, you don't play till 3:30. You play till 1 o'clock and you're done. So these guys came down, they did a 45-minute set at the Crazy Horse. They started at, I think, 10, and they were done at 10:45, and that was it. So Jackie's like, boys, you gotta play longer. Like, we only got the first album to work from. So Jackie comes to me, he goes, can you put a band together? For what? To open for Runs in Your Hoses. I'll pay you $2,000 out of their money. Yep, I can put a band together, Jackie. No problem. So it was myself, Larry Hall, Trevor Oxford, Steve Legband at the Horse, and Brian from Mother's Fear. And
That didn't suck.
it was a pretty good band. You know what? We got together for an afternoon, and it was a lot of fun. And I wasn't working that week, so that was great. So Jackie Smith put money in my pocket that time. My other funny Jackie Smith story. So I grew up behind Prince Andrew High School. I used to walk to the Crazy Horse every night with not a dollar in my pocket. True story. I'd go down there, I would smoke cigarettes and drink beer like a rock star, get a cab home, wake up the next day with $20 in my pocket. And I would do it every night of the week. They used to do karaoke. This was before Jackie started. It was going slow one night. Jackie's like, can you get up and do a tune? It's like, Jack, I don't sing, man. I tell you what, I'll give you 5 beers if you get up and sing. No problem. What would you like me to do? We did that every Sunday night. And that was what Jackie used to do to keep the thing going. Forget about Razor Boy. This is the other stuff. So this is a man here that kept live music going for a long, long time in our park. So you should get a hand for that, I think.
Yeah. So Jackie Smith, folks, seriously.
I'll do anything. Mother's Fear, poster right over there.
That's right.
Under the clothes. Love you too, squirrel. Say it on my nuts.
So we'll get Jackie to introduce her next. We're going to get everybody out here, and then we'll start firing questions and stuff. But we'll get Jackie to introduce her next.
Well, Lee will remember this. We were playing at the Colonial Tavern in New Glasgow, and we were staying in a hotel in Pictou. It was like a French chalet type thing. It was really, really nice. And I think it was called La Bourge, I think. Anyways, we were in there having what would be lunch for most people, would be breakfast for me and Lee. And in comes John Geddes. John Geddes, last time I saw him, he was playing with a band called Tequila, which was a very big band from Prince Edward Island. And right behind him there's this blonde girl. She looked kind of shy, and she had like a yellow bikini top on and a pair of Daisy Dukes, the bikini top. And she was in a band called the Spoons, which was the Halifax Spoons. So if you go way back to the Misty Moon days and Lucifers and stuff like that, before it was called Lucille's. So she went into kind of like went on her own and became a very big band in Halifax, which was called Sharon B and the Brutal Beat, became Sharon B. She had the prettiest band, if there's any girls out there, she had the prettiest band in the world. She had Guy Turner on keyboards, I think she had Creighton Doan on drums, I think Willie Dobson was in the band, And I'm trying to remember who was on guitar.
Some other guy. Some other guy.
He must have been handsome, though.
All I know is I was busy looking at the girl with the spandex on, and I said, I want to be her. She has more balls than I do. So, introduce to the stage, Sharon Burry.
Yeah, Sharon B.
She is the one who put ass in rock and roll.
So, I'd like to say, Dave and I have to take a little credit for something. Sharon has been, I don't want to say disappeared, but she kind of has not really been doing a lot for a while. And 6 weeks ago, we sent Sharon a text to come on the show. And it was followed by a lot of silence, a lot of crickets, and then a lot of, Dave caused us to have a lot of restraining orders in the show. I don't know why.
It was stalking. It was fucking stalking, okay? I stalked for 6 weeks to get her on the show, and it took a long time.
So Sharon comes on, and Dave and I are like, this is going to be great. We're going to find out where all the dead bodies are buried. You know what? She was actually, by my standards, that I remember Sharon B, she was a little sort of shy, and then she got going. So tonight, I guarantee you, she'll be the star of the show tonight, you guys. Guarantee you. Thanks so much for being here, Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon Burry.
Thank you.
So good to see you.
21 years since I did my last gig, so thank you.
21 years.
You've been busy. You've been mothering. You've been working. Yeah. You've been healing and fucking hazing. Anyhow, listen, we're really, really happy that you're here. And one of your interview has one of the most popular ones we have on YouTube right now. You're the majority of YouTube is what you are. And we just appreciate you participating in everything we do. I know you believe in the show. You believe in YouTube's winning. So thank you for being here.
So we're not going to put her on the spot yet. We're going to roll everybody up. But one of the things, I don't know if you saw the Dress to Kill boys. All four of them are here now.
You might as well say you're watching Kiss here live at Montes. You might as well say.
So here's what we're going to do, folks. If people want to get pictures with those guys, there's certain rules we have to follow, and our photographers know what they are. But we're going to do some shots over by the backdrop over here. If anybody wants to get phone shots and they want that backdrop, we'll do that later. We want to thank these guys for being here, because let me tell you, you just don't roll out of bed and look like Kiss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They are the real deal. I mean, the costumes, look what they put together over there.
You know what? Let's bring them up for a second. I can't even see in the lights. Can they come over here for a
Come on
second?
over here, boys, for a second.
Let's bring kids up on stage for a second before we bring the rest of the panel. You are the best! You got the best! Just to kill!
Give it up for these bad MS, boys.
Yeah. Look at them.
And before we go any further, I gotta stand on a chair here. This young man, Mark Wheatley, is celebrating his birthday with us tonight. And I love you, brother. And I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm so glad
We should sing happy birthday to him.
Anyway.
I did.
Is there any singers here tonight? Maybe we can sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Mark.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marty. Happy birthday to you.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention two more birthdays.
Yeah.
So one is, you guys remember a guy by the name of Peter Ettinger?
I wanted to do that.
Let's let Jackie say happy
Jackie Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
I need a drink.
I was all excited. It took my brain away from me. Anyways, one of the greatest guys.
Jackie called me. I think I'm pregnant.
That was Peter right before he left. That's why he left town. Anyways, one of the greatest bands around here was Drama, which became Ettinger. They moved out west, and Peter's now, I believe, in Alaska, I think. And anyways, one of the best friends and biggest fans of tonight. She's her Drama shirt on. So from Sherry and me and everybody in Nova Scotia, we want to wish Peter Ettinger in Alaska a very happy birthday. Sharing with Mark Wheatley from Dress to Kill.
And another one too.
And one more. So he's not here, but my good buddy Kyle Boudreau's on the panel tonight. My partner in crime in the frequency is a young man by the name of Ryan Boudreau. And Ryan's been on our YouTube channel. He's been blowing it up.
He's pretty close to Sharon, just saying.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? It is weird, because he doesn't carry a goddamn lucky gear, but anyway. But it's Ryan's birthday tonight, and so if you guys could just make nice, because his mother would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Give him a hand. You know what I'm talking about. All right, our next guest. You should probably get.
All right. This gentleman, I don't think he needs any real introduction here because you all know him. This is, we kind of went out of our way to not just focus on the singers. Now, we love the singers, don't get me wrong. And we love the players and love the musicians. But you know what, for us, Sean and I, the big part of the show has always been the show. It's been the audio, it's been the visual, it's been the lighting, it's been the guys who are loving the gear, it's the guys who created the gear, it's the guys that we've talked to a lot of people. But one of the most popular interviews that we had here was by a gentleman by the name of Roy Mombourquette. And Roy Mombourquette is here tonight on our panel. Roy Mombourquette. And we're a big fan of his. He's world renowned, like a technician, everybody from Iron Maiden to Rush to Razor Boy. He's done it all. You know what? Yeah.
What makes you with the Kiss guys?
Yeah, I just knew he'd come up here and find something wrong with it.
That's your microphone.
Good seeing you there, Roy.
Roy Mombourquette.
So, our next panelist, and let me tell you, this guy, I don't even know what this, Jackie, why don't you do the intro on this guy?
Oh my God, thank you very much. This is the guy I blame for getting me into the business. This man is what I would call my idol. Back in the day, a lot of the bands in Atlantic Canada were very Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, down home kind of a focus. So we were looking up there. We go to concerts all the time with Matt Minglewood and people like Richie Oakley, who were like King, Sam Moon. These were the guys that were before us, and we used to look up at them. And then all of a sudden, this band came out of nowhere, and I was lucky enough to be in around the beginning because we went to high school together at Dartmouth High School. So if there's any Dartmouth High people out there we go. So we went to Dartmouth High, we were in law class together. We also went to St. Mary's University. He was starting a band. I used to go out and see him play at John Martin Junior High. And I would go, this guy is friggin' crazy. He'd be up there singing Weeping Widow by April Wine, rocking this white organ back and forth. And I was going, holy crap, this guy's crazy. So I probably would love to go backwards as opposed to forwards, but this is the guy who I blame, and all his band members, for getting me into the business, because it was first Kiss on Don Kirshner's rock concert, where we'd watch him after the high school dance, and next week I'll say, some people do anything to get into rock and roll, and I said, well, this is what Kiss did. So this is my kind of Kiss influence anyways, but we went to start a band called Titan, which was amazing. They came so very close. They had a record producer, Kim Fowley. I don't know if you're familiar with the Runaways and stuff like that, but that was her record producer. Anyways, he went on from Titan and did Screaming Trees, became the Trees. He did Bats and Belfry, Fire Rooster. He's now the lead singer for Blueberry Grunt, now doing a lot of stuff for kids in school. I'd like to introduce my idol, Mr. Dave Roberts.
Yeah!
Sorry that was long-winded, but I could go on for an hour.
And he had the coolest mask that matches his coolest hat. That's awesome. Dave, thanks for being here, brother. That's your microphone. Feel free to use it.
He doesn't know what that is.
Well, you can just plug it in, man. Just plug it in.
That's forward thinking.
There we go. I'll use that. That's far too kind and far too nice. Believe me, it really is. But thank you. Anyway, none of it true.
But here's the beautiful thing. Dave's going to do a song for y'all in a little bit. You want to do one now?
Whenever you want.
Okay. You guys want to hear Dave now, or you want to wait for a little bit?
I want to hear him now.
All right. What do you need, brother?
I don't want to hear him now.
Dave Roberts.
Leave
Sing
us
the
a plane.
song live. Jesus, did you ever think you see this on Versus and Band Talk Live? Holy God, I'm pretty impressed. Straight up.
I was going to say, Lee used to play in a band in Newfoundland called Hooch. And they were a great band. I got their poster, actually, in the dressing room with me. Anyways, they used to see Titan in Newfoundland. If there's any Newfoundlanders out there, Titan was a very big deal in Newfoundland. CC. And we used to go over to Newfoundland, and people would say that, go over to Newfoundland and practice, and we realized when we went over there that Newfoundland was way ahead of us, and that when we went over there were such great bands, like the Wonderful Brand Band, and stuff like that. And Titan was, from the mainland, was Kings of the Rock. So I don't think there's no denying that. We just got to ask Left Sneaker there in St. John's.
You know what I just noticed about Dave Roberts too, and it was so cool? So I know Dave, he sends me a text there last week, he's golfing. And I said, are you guys drinking? And he goes, I'm about to drive a bike up the 18th fairway, so I guess that was a yes. But anyway, we were messing around here, and all of a sudden Dave went into musician mode. He was automatic, like, where's Starbuck? He got like pro, just like that, so good on you, bro.
I was at Fox Harbor too.
Yeah, I know, the good one.
I didn't actually do it, but it would have been gorgeous. This is, I thought I know this about talk and about having fun and crazy stories and you guys, B&B doing such a fabulous job promoting on so much talent and more importantly, actually preserving the memories, really, for us, for the fans, for the places, for guys like Roy here, who's the best, and other guys in the area. So good. Thank you so much for doing this. I know you've been thanking them a lot, but you really have to thank them. So I said, they said, come up and talk, and I said, well, I got to sing something, and so I'll do a tune here. This one's from the Fire Rooster Group. I wanted to do some Titan, but I didn't think anything that was appropriate on the acoustic guitar or anything. Just talking to the boys in the Kiss voice, and we're talking about Lockport, and I asked them, did Titan do that song, 6090, in Lockport? And we did. We did do that song. I had to deal with the principal later, but that's another story. Nice song, 69. That's the kind of band Titan was. I say, no, I'm good. But I'm good. I want to, but I'm good. So this one is this is a tune that I did with a lot of you people might know this guy, Mike O'Reilly from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. He's a great songwriter, builds guitars. He's a Leafs fan, but other than that, he's a great fella. He's a great songwriter, and we co-written with my buddy Bruce. I don't know where Bruce is. Probably there you are, Bruce Nelson.
Yeah.
You got a Hooker poster back there too.
That's a good story in itself. I went to see Hooker at Prince Andrew, and I looked at the band and said, I gotta have that guy. Anyway, don't want to talk too much here. This song is written with a friend of ours from Corner Brook, Mike O'Reilly, great songwriter, and Ron Hines, the late Ron Hines, who we've had a few late nights with Ron, and over the years, and Ron stepped in and helped us out a little bit. But it's a nice tune. I thought I'd do that one for you, if you don't mind. Is that okay? Yeah. A little bit louder, please, Zach. Shadows at night, worship on the land. There is no faith in Jesus, no faith in man. A desperate hour just before dawn. Send up a prayer for the strength to move on. Families divided, houses torn down. My brothers in hiding, my friends out of town. Father, oh Father, send me a sign. get nothing else. Mother and father, send me the line. It's not too late, I can't run out of time. No, no, not looking for promises. Just a regular Joe. I'm still alive on the lost highway with a long, long way to go. But drown in a river of tears, baby, drifting forever, lost in oceans. There's no one to save me, there's no one who cares. They're drowning in a river. I'm gonna drown in a river of tears now, drifting forever, lost in oceans. If there's no one to save me, no one who cares. They're drowning in a river of tears. In a river of tears. Tell me there's more than that. In a river of tears. Got to be something more than that. In a river of tears. No, no, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is J.A. Roberts!
Can you imagine how good Dave would be if he practiced?
Jesus, God in heaven.
All right, so we got one more person we're going to bring up. And I'm going to take good night. It's a real funny story. So I spent a lot of time with this fella. We're going to bring him up. David and I, about 6-8 weeks ago, we were over just doing a little jam with a buddy of ours. So Kyle was doing an open mic with his buddy Sam at the Economy Shoe Shop. So I said, well, David, we're in Halifax, man. You got to come and see Kyle. I mean, Kyle's he's a great guy. He's a barrel of energy, great voice. So David's like, I guess I'll do it. So anyway, we went down. He actually said it just like that. He mumbled a little bit more, but he said it just like that. Anyway. So long story short, Kyle's there, and they ended the night with
Meatloaf.
doing a 3 a.m. fest.
And I was like, I couldn't believe it
Well,
because
so David calls me the next day, and here's where I'm going with this. Because I get to play with this guy on a regular basis, and I take it for granted how the guy rarely if ever loses his voice. And bro, we've done a lot of partying, a lot of stuff. I've heard Kyle lose his voice once, and it's because he wasn't feeling well. David called me the next day, and he's like, Kyle's voice haunts me.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, David's voice haunts me? But I got what he meant, and I was like, I take it for granted. So we got Mr. Kyle Boudreau coming up. We're going to bring him up right here.
Come on there, Mr. Kyle Boudreau.
There he is.
American.
Thank you.
It's all appreciated.
If you guys need to see Kyle, you need to come out and see Kyle.
I don't want to look under here. I think it's because the speaker didn't want to fit.
And he's funny too. So we're going to get this rolling. So here's how it's going to work, okay? We're just going to ask questions. We're going to troll around. And you folks are going to be able to ask some questions. So if somebody has a question, put your hand up. We'll do the best we can to get to you. But I'll fire it off first.
It's not mine.
Alrighty. So you ready? Or do you want to start first?
No, I'm just waiting you're going to do.
I don't know what I'm going to do. This is called awkward pause. I want to start with Miss Darby Mills all the way from Vancouver. Can you hear me, Darby? So I want to tell you something. Before we did Darby's interview, Dave, I was on my way to work. It was like 8 in the morning, and Dave called me and he says, you got to see Darby's documentary. I'm like, if anybody knows me enough, I compare, I just kind of do what I do. It's not that I'm not confident, it's just like I get ADD and I just can't read stuff or whatever. I got to work and I had some time, so I watched, it's a 20-minute documentary on our website, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's super powerful, and I'll tell you that. The one thing, I said this when we interviewed, the thing for me that was so cool is after all she's done, she goes back and she hires people for her band, that didn't get the opportunity to do what she did. And that's stuck with me hard. I'll tell you why, because everybody when you're in a band, you want the cool guy, you want this guy, because he's done this guy that's done that. These guys were all guys that were probably successful, but in their life. But she said, I want to go up for it, I want these guys to get out there and play with me. So my first question would be to the wonderful Darby Mills. And I asked you this, but I'll ask you again. What kind of gave you the motivation, the idea to do that? Because that to me was probably the most interesting thing of the whole documentary.
Do you want the real answer, or do you want the politically correct answer?
The real fucking answer!
Real answer.
You know what? Leaving Edmonds was a huge experiment, but one that I had to take, and walking away, just like when I got fired by MacDougall back in 1985, trying to move on from there, I was definitely not the pick. I wasn't the horse that was going to win the race for sure. So finding players that were of the caliber that were in the headpins just was not viable for me. So there were lots of guys back in the 80s when we were doing 7 shows a week, Monday through Sunday, driving and setting up and doing the jams. There were those guys who were so close to breaking through, and it just didn't happen for them, as if I had been staying still back and not taking the job with the headpins. That would happen to me, so I realized how lucky I was. It was a lot of work, granted, but so yeah, I called up a few of them and auditioned 30 and found the ones that I think I said this in the interview too. Dave Navarro said, I'd rather work with a guy with a good attitude than the best player with bad attitude. So not that the guys I'm working with now aren't the best players, they're incredible. We just did some recording that we're going to have up as soon as I get my act together and get the vocals on it, and they just did such a great job. I'm so happy with the men that are working with me right now. I'm grateful that they're here, and I have no idea that answered your question, but that's my answer.
I was always the people that went street knocking and chucked the sticks in the middle. I didn't get that deal when my turn came up. I was saying, okay, well, you know what, most making cookies.
Sean,
Thank you.
I would have pictured my team. I would have picked you, brother. I would have picked you.
You would. Well, you were 8 freaking times.
Yeah, but you know what, Darby, it's a good point. Let's get on this for a second.
I know Dave Roberts will.
Yeah, Dave Roberts will.
Hey, you know what? This is going to mean something to you too, sir. Tonight is Terry Alder's birthday. You guys know
That's the other one. Terry Alder's birthday. That's the
my bad.
All right, so listen, on that same thing, let's talk about that for a second, because it's changed, guys. It's fair to say you can't work. You're here doing right now, Val. You can't work 6, 7 nights a week like we used to. And why do you think that I'm going to ask you, Dave, what changed that we can't have a full week of work in one day anymore?
You're asking me that question.
Well, I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Music moves in circles, always. In the 80s, 70s and early 80s, we had to combat the disco thing, and that changed a lot of live music, definitely, in that time. But it works in a circle, so things will come back and then go out again, and I don't think you can predict it. I think you can try to force things through, but I don't think you can predict it. And what we were talking about backstage earlier was that we were saying that we really hope that this pandemic actually teaches people to remember how much live music means to them.
Yeah.
Start the show. What do you think, Maurice? Same thing now. What's changed that we can't work 6, 7 nights a week?
Well, I don't think I can work 6, 7 nights a week anymore like I did for about 10 years. just put it in perspective, folks. We did this in our interview. I'm trying to explain with you. You guys were all these guys were all my peers when I started. Well, actually, I mean, you guys were just going before I did. And we were all doing the same thing. It was quite remarkable. We all became fast friends because we were all playing the same places, but we never got to really hang out. I think I got to go to the beach with you one time, and Jackie and I we were just passing, always passing. We got to know each other. Mutual respect. You have to understand, back in the day when we first started, we literally would play in a bar 6 or 7 nights in a row because the cabarets were going to live music. It was not the distractions. I think to answer the question, I think the difference is not so much of I think there's just so much going on, and the attention span that we have now will compare to something like a gnat. We don't have the ability to VCRs, when they first came about, that got people to, oh my God, you're gonna kill movie theaters. Well, it didn't do it. It took a lot longer than that. But when I first started playing, there literally was nothing to do except go to the bar and see the band and get pounded on draft beer. And that's what happened 6 nights in a row. And to weather that, and to come home one day off in a week, and actually just to come home and do your laundry. They go back to New Brunswick or whatever. I mean, it was just everybody, and there was always enough people going out. People don't go out like they used to, for economic reasons and because of distractions and all that. Like society has changed. But back in the day, I mean, every bar was open every night of the week. And some bars were open later than others, so you go from one bar, would close, you go to the next bar, and you make a night of it. There was always lineups on the weekend. I don't, there's so many factors that ended that, but we had to do it, and if we got a sniffle, we sang through it. I couldn't do it now. I know I couldn't do it now, but I still try sometimes, and I feel it in my fingers, my legs, and I ache and all that, but we were young and foolish, and we did this a party every night to do that. 3 days of beer while we did all that. Yeah. We all had beer sponsorships. Yeah. We had cartloads of beer going on the road with us. It was bound for disaster.
Sharon, what do you remember? What do you remember?
What do I remember? I remember those days. I remember those days of 7 nights a week. 7 nights a week. That's what I remember. Yeah. I remember playing the Mr. Moon on Kempton Road 7 nights a week. I remember playing the Palace 7 nights a week. As 4 40-minute sets or 3 50-minute sets, but they didn't like 3 50-minute sets. We usually used to do 4 40-minute sets, which became 4 60-minute sets. But I mean, back in those days, I was doing what I wanted to do with my life. Like, I was bound and determined to sing in some way. Started up in the church, ended up in rock and roll, and for me, that was, I don't know, I came over here too. This is the other part, that you guys, I'm outnumbered here. You guys all know it wasn't the same coming into the world where you're out touring and you're the only girl. You know, there's 7 boys, there's 6 boys, there's 5 boys, there's 4. There's 3-piece band and a 2-piece crew. There's a 4-piece band and a 5-piece crew. There's all that.
If we're talking the same era,
yeah.
Sharon,
yeah.
All I have to say is people like yourself and Darby and a lot of others, props for the courage to get in and do that, because it was a male-dominated industry.
Absolutely.
That's the word was wrong.
Absolutely was.
So thank God you had the courage to do that.
And I had fun doing that.
And I tried my hardest to be a woman.
Mission accomplished.
You always had the best hair.
He is the best hair, Jack. He's the best hair. He gets the best hair award. That's true.
Not now the pride.
You still do. You still look great.
I want to shift gears just for a second. We got somebody that just showed up here that if you go over to this side, you're going to see some cool stuff. But Darren, why don't you come up here for a second? This man.
Oh, yes.
This is Darren Geppetto-Morash. This young man has been making these. How long have you been making these?
About 15 years.
15 years. I can't hammer a nail in anywhere in my house and look at this guy. That's Bootsy Collins.
That's right, yeah.
Look at that.
That's
So, just, you want to socially distance, so we'll use the chairs. So, yeah.
Stop touching it.
So you've done some of these for who?
Me?
Comfort, Cheap Trick did a video with the set. Ross Goodwin did a video with the set. Joe did a video with the set.
I'm pretty sure I saw pictures today of Darby Mills in one of those in her hands.
Darby Mills, yeah, she's
Right there.
Right after a wedding.
There it is.
She's got it there.
Oh, does she? She's gonna go get it. So this is
I had it already.
Oh, yeah. So this is the thing about this stuff too, folks. Like, we've got so much talent in this area that we, for some reason, we always think that there's other people that are bigger and better than us, like from outside the borders. We get this little bubble now that, you know, in Atlantic Canada, and I think we really have to start thinking about how talented we are and how much talent that we have. Right, that's a huge thing for me. I mean, everybody on the stage has done, and I take Dave out of that, but everybody on the stage has done but everybody's done stuff in their own right, and I think that we have to start thinking we're just as good as everybody else, as opposed to we're not. Right? Is everybody on board with that? All right.
Just as good, not better. That's
I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah. That's right.
So Derek's going to set some of these up over there and check them out. I mean, like, it's unreal what this guy does with this stuff.
I'll hand it over.
Is that for sale?
What's that?
Is that for sale? Is for sale?
This one I might sell. I told Lucy.
Because it's my brother Bootie's birthday.
Oh,
yeah.
I named after Bootsy. I named him after Bootsy.
Yeah.
He sells on his website.
No, we're going to take that for you.
We're taking it.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Get that receipt written up.
So, Derek Morash, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make that receipt with cash. We'll take it off the top.
We're going to have a payment plan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 53 and a half weeks, but we'll get it there. So one of the things that Sharon was talking about that I want to shift gears on, I'm going to throw it over to Kyle, because Kyle grew up in Ayrshire, which if you guys know where Ayrshire is, that's a Cape Breton, beautiful part of the world. Sharon, what part of the Toronto are you originally from? Montes Showbar.
So they're East Coast.
So, two people on the stage here. You were like quarters like that way, right? Eastern Shore. So a lot of folks on the stage actually grew up in small places. So, I'll ask Sharon, but I'm going to ask Kyle first because I know the story is kind of cool. What did you do to actually learn? Because I mean, it's like you didn't have a lot of access to, you know, concerts and different sorts of things, right? So for a guy from Ayrshire, what did you and your brother, and Rocky Boudreau, another guy up here, what did you guys do?
Well, I mean, we just winged it. I'm kind of still learning, that's for sure. But you know, we had like a satellite dish, and we'd like basically take that videotape, the 6 hour, 8 hour tape, and we put it in the machine, and we just like whatever came on, MTV 1, 2, VH1, VH2, and all those channels, the box, much more music, whatever the channels were. We take them in and just learn them by ear. We'd sit there. Our uncle played some chords, you know, our cousins played. And that was that was my salvation. Basically, we were in Cape Breton, there's not much to do. And we would sit there and just play music together. It was the best, you know what I mean? And it was, just, you go to your room, listen to your cassettes and just go and, it was just an awesome time.
Well, you guys literal kid, like it was literal kitchen parties. That's kind of what you grew up in. Man. This kind of was.
Yeah.
The same thing too, Sharon. Like, it was just like music was, like yours is more religious music, but it was so musical.
Yeah, it was like we grew up to be able to go to the bar and see the bands play. That sort of thing with that. Like that's all I wanted to do. When we were kids, it was like the older guys were out, and that's all that we kind of did. Everybody played, and we just entertained each other.
I didn't grow up that way.
You didn't grow up as well.
I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in the church. My mother was a Christian, a very strict Christian. I didn't go to my dances in high school. I didn't go to any of that because that was the devil's music.
So the movie Carrie.
Right, it was. I didn't like that. Nasty. It was kind of like that. But the fact is I got my voice in the church, and like in high school, somewhere along the way, someone discovered that I could sing. and someone asked me to sing, and we did school concert and this, that, and the other thing, and then all of a sudden I could sing. It was kind of something that was delivered upon me, rather than something that I embraced, because I'm very introvert and people don't understand that about me. They don't think I'm introverted, but I'm a very introverted person.
It was in my heart, and I just decided I can't do it until I felt
And I just, to me, the same. It was something that brought me out of myself. Right? It was something that gave me a voice.
Well, I tell you why I asked that question, because Dave, I don't remember, we were over at Kyle's a few weeks ago. Kyle brings up these videotapes. Remember VHS tapes? I know you all do. Don't lie. Kyle's like, this is the baby. Yeah. But Kyle's like, this is the videotape of 1993, Much Music, and they actually had it segmented. It was marked, and that's how they learned the friggin' tunes.
You call the radio, make a request, and you're like, I gotta learn this song next week. You play Jeff Healy or whatever, but tape it.
Right, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing 2-year-olds play like Neil Peart songs on YouTube. This is how these guys, and all of us had learned.
But there's a common theme here now. We've done almost 120 interviews here now. You haven't seen them all, but there's 120 interviews that we have done. And this 2.5 months we've been doing this show. And one common thing that we've seen is that everybody that's been on our show has been a fan first. They became a musician, whether they became a technician, whether they became, well, in Heather's case, I want to talk about Heather for a second. Heather started this in March, the online kitchen party. As a fan, her and her husband are big music fans, and we gave her great joy to listen to music. And it was pretty shitty times, let's be honest, guys. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in Nova Scotia, and she took it upon herself to start this Facebook group with now 280,000 members, so almost 300,000 members on that group that Heather started herself. Because she wanted to bring healing back to the people that were hurting so bad. And that's the only reason why she did it. Her heart is the purest I've ever seen. I freaking love that woman, seriously. So, just why you serve this is because you're a fan. Is that fair to say, Heather?
Absolutely. I've had music in my family, and I, back in the day, did, the Kiwanis Festival and singing and musical theater and things like that. So we always had music around us, and it's a really big part of my family. My husband, my kids, my kids are inside doing band rehearsal right now. They have their first live gig of the season next weekend, the drive-in. So that's pretty cool, and I don't know, I just felt I needed some music in my life rather than all of the other crappy stuff that's going on. So. Darn it all. And my kids are in the earshot, but they heard it all more. Yeah, so 280,000 people, and they're still holding on. They're still showing up. It's pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. I don't know.
You got a little closer, she said friggin'. Right?
I didn't.
But you know what? I never posed the same question for Roy, because Roy was saying that you were a fan of music, and you were a player. Started off as being a player. Yeah, good player. But Roy's tour the world is like, there's a world renowned. Just tell us what you're doing, Roy.
Where have I been?
All right. Where have you? Let's talk about your most favorite parts.
Australia.
Australia.
I love Australia. Beautiful. UK was nice. I was just in Greece last year. It's gorgeous there, but the city I found really dirty.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, people are great, but there's graffiti everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I saw a freaking pickup truck driving up the street. The hood was graffiti. Yeah, no, I've pretty much been everywhere.
And some of the bigger acts that you played with, I know your main stable was with
Yeah, it was Reed McNeil.
Yeah. But how long were you with Rita for?
6, 7 years ago.
Yeah. That would have taken a lot of World Tour, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first time I went down this road. I was with her.
So we're ready to kneel to Metallica.
Roy told us a funny story. We interviewed him. Remember Dave? He gets a call to go to Chicago. You get to go do lights for, was it Iron Maiden or something?
Just set it up, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So some dude, you live in Truro now, right?
Hey, you're nothing wrong with Truro.
This is a deal, man.
Just some Truro people here tonight. Just some Truro.
I'm not ripping on Truro. Peter Rushno, we love you, brother. But the point is, a guy from Atlantic, Canada gets a call to go do a setup for Iron Maiden, right? Like, you guys know Iron Maiden, right? Tony Maye, we gotta get you to sing some Maiden, brother. But my point is, hopefully you guys are getting the scene. There is so much friggin' talent right here. Right here. And Roy Mombourquette is an absolute testament to it.
Can I interject really interject? I want to interject. Those guys that we used to call roadies in the day, and those technicians, they turned out most of the time to have better lives than us. They absolutely did. They traveled more fancy places.
And they said they were supposed to get paid.
That's right.
Well, you know why that is, though? Did you not see David and I tried? We couldn't get Dave's
I'm just
laptop.
telling the truth.
No, we couldn't get Dave's laptop there. We're sitting there with power. I'm like, Bruce Wilson! It turned out it wasn't plugged in.
Just saying, I feel sorry for my little boy Roy over here. I know he's had a good life. Just saying.
Yeah, usually you got your best friend do lights. Now all your pay goes towards the light technician.
You know, I like what Sean says because it's an attitude, it's a work ethic. There's something special on Maritimers. You know, there really is. And you're all here, you're all Maritimers. So I didn't need to have that self-belief that you can do a lot of shit. You know, and don't let everybody else tell you that you can't, right? And there's a reason why folks like Darby Mills, folks like Lee, like a lot of folks work down here, and I love it down here because we are nice people. You know what I mean? And
Really are. We're the nicest people in the world, folks. Don't forget it.
And we'll be honest.
And we learn from them. We learn from them, don't we, guys? Like we learned from those acts that came out from Toronto. We would hate on them because they're taking our gigs, but we actually learned a lot from them.
We climbed over each other.
We learned the business. We learned the business. We learned how to work. We learned to put it out.
I want to know what Roy's favorite gig that he operated was. That's what I want to know.
I think it was Chaser in the basement.
did you want to close, right?
Please, I just don't know. You're in here.
There's no way you can get closer. I think I'm stuck.
Come on.
I don't know. There's been so many, I'm honest.
Pick a couple for us.
But you just nailed it, bud. There's been so many, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you had one or two, you put them in the order of one or two, but you had so many. It's
Yeah, well, geez.
You know, stutter.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks a lot, man. Never liked you.
Back to my point, they had better lives than us.
Because he's got so many memories. He can't do up with the best. Where do I start, he said.
No, I don't know. I guess, geez.
We're not that old. We didn't do lights for Jesus.
Some people
We're close, but he was the first rock star.
I guarantee somebody thought they were Jesus and you were doing lights for.
As far as operating, I really can't give you an answer, but highlight was?
Highlight.
Was probably on tour with Rush.
Secret.
Yeah. There you go.
They were next.
Yeah.
We didn't have lasers like Rush did.
Canadian boy. That would have been an awesome show. Now, you know what? Funny, now when Lee did his interview, I didn't even touch on the fact that you're doing the very same kind of work now, Lee. Like, just tell us what you're up to now, Lee.
I was saying offline to Darby that, well, one, if people don't know the connection already, Kevin Ferris, who did sound for us in Razor Boy for a long time, is doing sound for the lovely Darby Mills these days.
That's right, Kevin Ferris.
But yeah, so we didn't get to touch on it when we did our interview, but for the last 25 years I've been working. Now, for the last 4 years, I believe, I'm the local crew chief here at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, so very familiar, obviously, with people like Roy and others that do that kind of work, setting up shows. I've probably done, I don't know, about 750 concerts. I've been at every one for the last 25 years is where I've been. And of course, as you all know, that's completely dead in the water right now, but when it's hopping, it's a nice place to be.
So, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Lee, last year, or maybe it was about a year ago, you had a post on Facebook. You actually got a call up, and you were standing in like, you were not from behind the scenes, but you actually got called up to play at one of the concerts there, and you're like, here we are, you know, like all of a sudden you get a call up, last minute call to play for like 20,000 people or something?
Yeah, if you want, I'll give you the Coles Notes version, which I'm not famous for. So we did a show, and I think they did it in Halifax as well. There's a show or a tour from a bunch of two brothers called We Day, and they do shows all around the planet. But at any rate, they would do shows at Vancouver, Toronto, whatever. And so, as it happened, they were filming the shows in Toronto and in Vancouver. And there were these two twin sisters, the Avocado twins, that had won a contest on Much Music to perform as part of the show. And so in Toronto, they had supplied a guy to play acoustic guitar to back them up. It would be a Philip Phillips song called Home, which was his big song when he was on American Idol and whatever. And so when they came to Vancouver, somebody had dropped the ball and forgot to hire a guitar player. So my friend, who was stage managing at the time, told their production manager, I got the guy for you. And all of a sudden, I'm on stage, I'm doing what I would normally be doing behind the scenes, and I get a tap on the shoulder saying, hey, I'm told you're the guy I'm looking for. And I said, for what? He said, well, blah, 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 same story about the girls. You think you could do it? And all of a sudden I went, I didn't have time to think about it, because normally I would have said no. And they went, here. And out of the right wing comes the backline guy, hands me an acoustic guitar. Off I go off the stage, into a dressing room. I listened to the song on my phone a couple of times, and kind of, because I was familiar with it, it was all over HTTP. They were using that song as their hook all along. And so I learned the song, and we rehearsed it a couple of times, and then we went out and did a sound check. And then on the show day, I'm up doing my thing, you know, chalking thing on the stage, moving gear around, this, that, and the other thing. Then all of a sudden, I gotta go get changed so I could go out and play. And so I'm standing in line to go up on stage, and one of the guys from Headley came by and saw me in the lineup, and he went, what the hell are you doing here? Well, apparently I'm playing with these two girls. So on the stage I go, and 16,000 people, play the tune. 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes later, I leave the stage, and 10 minutes later, I'm right back in the shadows pushing boxes.
$1 million you got paid for that gig. $1 million.
That's so cool. That's the David Ayers story of rock and roll.
Listen, so just one final thing about that is the guy that was the stage manager used to be the crew chief, the gig that I'm doing now, and he just said, because I used to build all of the stages at Rogers Arena, was one of my gigs as head carpenter before I became crew chief. And he said, you know what, Lee? After all the years you've been building stages for somebody else to perform on, I thought it was high time you got to perform on one of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
You killed it. You killed it, didn't you? You did. I know you did.
Jack the Spitzer.
Well, that's what I was told. Apparently I did a much better job than the guy in Toronto did, but I'm just saying.
I liked when you stood in for Bono.
That was another big deal. They were walking. They were blocking cameras and lighting, and they needed people to stand in for Bono and the rest of the guys, and I have to be Bono for a while.
Kind of look like him a bit, actually.
So really quickly here, guys, there's a couple of things I forgot. Thank you to Kenda for pointing out the error of my ways, because I sometimes err in my ways. There's Bugs back there. Go see her.
Bugs are for sale.
The other thing that I want to mention to you is we had some great partners in this tonight. We had Long McQuaid, we had Channel Technologies, we had Olson, who was quite our backdrop there.
Wonderful backdrop. We had Giant Tiger.
Giant Tiger. So what we're going to do is everybody was given a ticket when they walked in, and we're going to just be doing some random draws for stuff.
We should probably talk about the newest thing that was added to our list today. Our friend Darby Mills added some swag bag as an option here too. That'll probably be our last one. That'll be our last one. Darby's going to donate 2 CDs and a T-shirt and something else. I think you're going to autograph your dog.
A keychain.
Oh, a keychain. Oh, I thought you were going to give us your little dog. That's what I thought you were going to give us.
And our buddy Darren. Actually, Darren, do you have that? Do you have Mr. Morash?
Who remembers the band The Anvil? Anybody remember the band The Anvil? Well,
yes.
Darren Morash made a marionette of Lips, the lead singer from Anvil, and he's going to donate that. So we're going to be drawing for that tonight too. So there's all sorts of cool free shit. I'm not even kidding. You're going to drink up and buy shit and get free shit.
And last but not least, ladies, you'll love this. We're going to draw for one very disappointing date with Mr. Dave McPherson. All right.
Well, I don't have a ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
Disappointing is in the word.
So if you want to put your tickets back in
That's
here.
what I really disappointing.
All right, so we're going to do this first one. So Jackie, why don't you do a draw here? This one's going to be for a gift from Long McQuaid.
I need to win that, put on my rental.
I get an LTR from like 92, so. 707-248. If you have 707-248.
707-248.
Go back and see the lovely Kenda. She will hook you up. And so you guys get the gist of this now. So what we would love to hear, we'd love to get some audience participation if we could.
Yeah,
so,
I went around. No one's wanted to say anything, so.
Nobody wants to say anything? Can you
Ask us shit.
Put your hand up. You have a question? Put your hand up.
Ask us shit.
Who's got a question?
You got one, Eddie?
A question for our esteemed panel.
The Kiss Boys are here too. Dress to Kill.
I think, you know what, I'm going to ask a question for my friend Kyle Boudreau. We talked a little bit earlier about how it used to be 7 nights a week. Now, this is something I never understood, and Sharon was telling me about the new normal. The new normal for bands now is that you may have 4 people, 2 or 3 people in the band, and there's kind of a revolving door. Maybe a guitar player comes in, a keyboard player comes in, and your split weeks might be 2 nights here, 2 nights in Truro, 2 nights in Windsor, 2 nights in Fredericton, and that's how you make it a week now. It seems odd to, I'm sure folks like us who play 1 full week at 1 bar. How is that going for you? Like, is it? I don't want to get too crass and ask more profitable, but are you making ends meet doing it that way?
Well, yeah, I think so. When it works, you know, you have like a regular Monday or Tuesday gig, a regular Wednesday open mic, and then you play somewhere different Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes the Thursday's gone now. Okay. So you know what I mean. But you know, I try to play 4 or 5 nights a week, and you know, it's. I mean, you know, and as far as rotating band members, I think it's kind of only the frequency right now that has that kind of thing.
Well, we're looking for a guitar player.
Yeah,
so
you know, but what we do is, you know, like I've got Michael Lloyd playing, I've got Jordan LeBlanc playing, I've got Sam playing lead, plays keyboards, and I'll play all the guitar. So, and I really like that because every week it's different. So I'm excited to see lead. And I'm excited to play that set list with those songs. Right on. And then the singing's a little bit different. Sometimes there's 3 guys, sometimes there's 4 guys singing. Sometimes it's me in a bare bones kind of way. But it's good, you know, and I like playing the, you know, I've got like a solo set, a duo set, a trio with Sean on the tambourine these days, since we don't like up the drums all the time. And yeah, you know, we just have a good time doing it. But what I like about that is right now the frequency thing. You know, it's been a core lineup of 3, and then sometimes we're 3, sometimes we're 4, sometimes we're 5, sometimes we're 6. Depending on what's up and what I can afford, it makes it really fun.
Well, it must be tough because I mean, if this is what you do. You're a full-time musician. You don't have a side gig. You don't have a day job. This is it.
Brother. I did that. And I just keep going back to it. I've had some jobs here and there. I worked at Mombourquette, and that's an amazing company. And I worked at TD and I worked at CIBC, and that was awesome too. But I like making my own schedule, and I like, I like doing my thing and playing and waking up in the afternoon and working for the man.
Working for the man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like seriously, I look at what you do. I look at Maurice and Jackie. I mean, this is all you guys.
Well,
you're 40 fucking years doing
it. 40 years at it. But the thing is, most of seriously, I mean, I'm a fan of all these people. When I first started playing in bands, before I actually played in a band, I saw Titan play in my high school. And I remember you were in the washroom, and I think Peter, who was doing your lights at the time, we were like, what a memory. We went to the bathroom, so you went to pick your brain in the bathroom, and all you were worried about was getting dry ice for the fog machine. We were like, mind blowing. And it was so cool, and it was quite, they brought dry ice and all these lights, and I had stars in my eyes, dude. I was a fan from that moment. I said, this is what I got to do. Our school president actually introduced you guys. You're not going to remember this. You guys have to understand. Dry ice it's not, but it makes a residue, a slippery residue on the surface, just like the new machines do. But anyway, our class president was proudly strutting across the stage to introduce it, and he slipped it into this 360, and he landed on his butt, and he got right back, dusted himself off, big smiles, and he laid it down, he made you guys sound like the biggest band in North America, and he laid it down, and then you guys went off, and I've been a fan of you guys, but I'm saying about being adaptive, we've all been fans from when we started, and all I'm saying is that these guys here, they inspired me to get going, but when we got going, see, that's what makes us a very special a unit of local or maritime musicians, that we've been fans of one another. There's a competition, but we're more fans of each other. I looked up to these guys. I got ideas to what I wanted to do. They inspired me to do it. And being adaptive, nowadays, when you're talking about VHS, you dated yourself because you could see the fingers on the guitar chords. We had to do it with a record or with a cassette tape, and we couldn't see the hands. Now YouTube, you can learn every song on YouTube now, right?
What's a cassette?
We had to be fans. Even though we never saw each other, we were friends and we were fans. We were fans of each other, and we all started we inspired each other to keep going. To adapt, the bar was playing, how we did it was differently. That was the environment was in. We're artists. We adapt. And now I've never seen it so on its head as it is now. And now we're in quarantine and we were doing all this stuff, and that's when you showed up, Dave. You became Mr. Guy on I didn't even know who Ollie Mitchell was. And all of a sudden I've become a fan. And everybody bubbled to the surface. And everybody started figuring out, well, this is what we got to do because we have to play. And we have to, and that's why, God love you, Miss Thompson. That was the most beautiful thing you did by starting that group. Because we got 280,000 people putting up videos. And I'll tell you, I'm a fan of the little girl in the Jolly Jumper. You know what I mean? That's the stuff that really hits me. It brought it all back. This is why we're here. And that's why we're surviving this. And that's why we're having this thing tonight, because we all need music. And Darby Mills and Lee from the West Coast, you got people all over Canada tuned into us. And I think the message that's I'm going off too long here.
That's all right.
But we are a community. We are a community of artists who learn to adapt on the fly. We're doing live stream concerts. I never had to spell Zoom in March. I really didn't. And now I'm more connected to these people than I ever have been because now we're zoned in online. And I seem to know more about what's going on in music than I did before the pandemic even started. I'm grateful for it, and it's going to take me out. I'm going right to the end with this. I love it.
And Maurice didn't take a single breath when he said that. That was awesome.
I love you all. I love you all.
But I will tell you a funny story. So I get a call 2 weeks ago. I don't recognize the number on the phone, and it was Dave Roberts. And Dave's like, "Sir," I said, "Call McKenna." And I took it up, and it was like, that was my intro to Dave, and it was about Dave got into the show, and he was, for 5 minutes, he was talking about, do you remember that, Dave? That was about 2 weeks ago? I'm over here, bud.
Oh, yeah.
"Sir, call McKenna." And it was like, well, that's pretty cool.
I don't think it's the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, and you know what? We asked Dave, and Dave was like, "Yeah, no question, I'm in." right? Because it's not about myself and Dave, it's about all the folks that, you know, were following the site that are, you know, that's what these guys care about, right? And one of the things that I'll say that Maurice touched on, like when all this stuff shut down, and any musician in the room will understand what I'm saying, okay? And I'm not gonna get political or whatever, but music has really been the ugly stepchild in terms of stuff coming back, right? So it's tough. All these guys that are making money, and that's all they were doing, it's really, you gotta understand, no karaoke, no Razor Boy shows. Maurice is trying to figure out how the hell to make money off live streaming. I know Kyle because I'm around Kyle all the time. Kyle had, you know, solo gigs and he had an open mic, John, Dave, same thing. So keep in mind, for these guys to actually step up and do this when all that shit's going on, I think it's pretty darn special. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's because we're getting paid for this gig like we did all the other gigs.
Yeah, you got your mug, Jack. It's stop.
Hey, $10 or $10.
Actually, you owe me $5 for that thing, by the way.
What did I pay for this beer?
No one.
I was going to say, when you were telling your funny story about your school president slipping on the fog, there was a Titan story, and one of my funny stories, and Dave will have to correct me, but some people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You guys don't know about us rehearsing and how we think of shows and what we're going to do and what really goes into it. And I remember seeing Kiss at the Metro Center. They were setting up, and I always wondered why milk cartons were so important to our gigs, because we carried all our gear in milk cartons. And I remember going to see Kiss, and there was these walls of Marshalls, and we were right across the stage, and I went behind, and it was just cardboard on top of milk cartons. And you guys don't know that a lot of the time. So I remember at a Titan show, we've all had this guy that worked for us that was unbelievably great, worshipped the ground we walked on, and we kind of worship him, which is Brian Winstanley Jr. So Titan would do big shows. One of the reasons why we use dry ice instead of these machines that are available today is because dry ice, the fog sticks to the stage and it rolls off and it looks really cool like ice capades. Whereas when you do other shows with the machines, it's all through the air and it just makes the lights look great because the beams are great, but the fog sticks to the stage. So Titan had a big truss system going across the stage. And we put Junior up in the truss system. And what he would do with a bottle of, or a big box of confetti, he would throw confetti when the strobe light come on. All we could see was, oh, there's one more. All we could see was Junior falling like. So there's a strobe light and Junior. One of the coolest effects ever.
That is a true story. That is absolutely true. God bless Brian Winstanley.
God love him.
I saw it.
Same junior that worked with Peter.
He worked with Peter, he worked with us. He actually left, I think he left us to go with Peter, actually.
Because our junior story with Dave and I was the nightly counseling about drinking too much beer when we were on the road, so God love Junior, you're right. We got our first winner, Mr. Darren Morash. And here's the funny thing, he goes, I didn't win that goddamn lips marionette, did I? He made it. So we'll do another draw in a couple minutes. I think Dave, we got to turn to one of our Zoomies here to.
Yeah. I think right now, like I said, I guess from Darby, I mean, from your perspective, we're talking about the maritime thing, what's happening down here. It's hard. You know what? I'm super excited to see 100 people here tonight. I'm honest. This is, we're keeping social distancing. The maximum capacity is 400. This is where we want to be safe and social. What's the scene in Vancouver right now? Like in the bar scene, what's happening out there right now?
Well, you know what I don't actually, where I live in the Okanagan Valley, which is about a 5-hour drive away from Vancouver.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, BC.
Yeah, BC. So in the Okanagan, karaoke's going. There's some outdoor entertainment, but the bars are not back up as they were prior. And best I can tell you is on July 4th, the DMP had the opportunity to do a show for 70 people because that was their quota. And we played behind plexiglass, caged in. I've done some posts and described what the event or the evening was like for us. Very, very different. Thank goodness we're all on in-ears. But playing behind a screen, you now have a sense of what a drummer goes through when they're put behind plexiglass, because it's just bouncing back and forth at you. But yeah, we're not back up running by any way, shape, or form, and the way things seem to be going right now, I really hope we don't go back to phase 2, because people are not, where is it, not doing this. I'm sorry, they're not putting on masks. They don't. It's to protect everybody. We got to think as a unit, and everybody's going to get. I don't mean that. Everybody's not going to get sick, but those who do get sick might die from it. I know there's all kinds of other things going on, but honest and truly, to me, I wear a mask to protect my husband who can't get sick, to protect my dad who's 90, can't get sick. To me, that's just me doing my part. If it's hard to breathe, I pull it down for a little bit and then put it back up. That's just me. I'm not telling anybody else to wear masks, but it's really not, they're not asking me to go to war. They're just saying, please wear a mask to do your part.
Thank you, Darby.
Thanks, Darren, I appreciate that. And you're right, you know, we talked about that tonight. Anybody who wanted to wear a mask, wear a mask. Our numbers down here have been pretty good, but we're not immune. No one's immune, and this is a new normal that we're dealing with right now. And so everything's changing next week. Next week we're on to a mandatory mask in public. That's how it's going to work in Nova Scotia. Which, you're right, is not a bad idea. This, you know, protecting ourselves, protect our folks at risk. It's a shitty time, but we got to get through it. What's your thoughts, Kyle?
I feel like I
just had a break, man.
Yeah. Well, you did that today. I'm a fucking teacher. You're sitting on your desk, right? What do you think, Kyle? Boudreau? I'm sorry, teacher.
I heard my name, but I just...
Hey, you've been playing for a long time, right? How long have you been playing the
Well, I
birds?
started full-time in 2007.
Right.
With Jeff Hope, and playing with that guy, and yeah, so since 2007, 13 years, and I haven't, you know, this is my first, 3 or 4 month break, but yeah, I feel that it's still good. Like, I remember I'd go see Maurice at the Ale House, before I was playing and stuff, and I'm like, I have to try to get in on this somehow.
Yeah. But it's such a different time that now it's so bizarre, because at first it's probably, I think you said this too, Maurice. It's like, man, I'm used to the pin jockey. This is the first break I had in a long time, But then it's like, okay, this break's taking longer and longer and longer and longer.
You gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
It'll make a life change, right?
Yep.
I thought it was going to be 2 weeks and then an extra week just to be safe. I didn't think it was going to be 3 to 4 months. And I got to be a little naive. I thought when this happened, no way is this going to come to Canada, or let alone Nova Scotia. And holy crap! There's an island off BC that's completely isolated. That is 13 cases right now. So I don't want to go backwards, but for one of the first times in my life since I was 17 years old, I'm up a ladder in 30-degree temperature painting a house, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
So I would say back to Darby.
Yeah.
And the decision that she's making to come out and say, wear a mask. It's not that hard.
It's not hard.
Not that hard.
And just coming up, Jackie, you can tell people what's coming up that they haven't already said that. What's happening in less than a week right here in this bar is kind of a test.
Stole my thunder, Dave Roberts.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But you know what? I want you to tell them what's going on next.
I'm not going to tell them because I want that guy to tell them what's going on in here. And it is a test. It is a test to see how people are going to behave in this bar when you have a rockin' band in here. It is a test. You tell them.
Yeah, well, we all know that this, kind of sucks with everything that's going on. And we're slowly opening and stuff like that. And even tonight is a test also, because this is probably the first time you've actually been in a bar that is actually being as serious as it is. There's not a lot of bars out there. I mean, if you go to the Micmac Tavern over here, not to promote anything else, but if you go over there, the doors are locked, and you got to make a reservation to get in. And once you get in, you get your temperature taken, you give your name and your number. So we're trying to be very, 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 very safe. So next Friday night, Razor Boy's doing a show here at Montes. Like Barstools and Band Talk, we're only selling 100 tickets, which are pretty well gone, but because of putting people in their bubbles and wearing masks and stuff like that, we opened up another 20 seats, which is, we're used to 400 people being here. We're used to 400 people being here. So anyways, next Friday, what we're doing is we want to make sure that court, we want to make sure that everyone is being safe and adhering to the rules, because it's really hard to go see an 80s band and not get up on the dance floor and party to Bon Jovi and Poison and Unskinny Bop and all that stuff.
It's really hard to go see a really good band in here, like you guys.
And we're going to try to get one. We're trying to get one open for us. So, but anyways, that is a drag, because that day masks become mandatory. So we got to make sure that people understand what that means, because I have a lot of people that are going, oh, I don't want to go to the show now. You can still come in, you can still sit down and eat and drink. You just put your mask on when you want to go to the washroom, go for a smoke, go for a walk. Kind of like what we're doing. It's not mandatory yet, but it will be on the day that we play, which is kind of a drag. But anyways, we get reserved seating. You get your temperature taken at the door. You'll give your ticket number, your name, your phone number for COVID tracing. You'll be taken to your seat. And that's going to be a real test, because people are going to be, we're a drinking band. So people are going to be drinking, and it's going to be a big test. Dorman, God love them, are going to have to hopefully not enforce the rules. The good thing is we're only selling 100 tickets that we pretty well know every single person that's going to be here and where they're going to be sitting. So I'm pretty sure that I can trust my friends to not go out of it. We got a great opening act. 2 Rock will be here. The doors never really close at Montes, but we're saying they open at 7. Our opening act starts at 8, and we start at 10. We do a 90-minute set and an encore. 12 o'clock, bar stops serving, and everyone's going to be out, including the staff, at 1 o'clock. Those are the rules. And rules are things that we don't have a choice. So we just want to hope they recognize. It's a test. I do not want to be on the news as the Razor Boy concert where someone caught COVID. I was invited to do a party a little while ago, and it's just, people listen to Dr. Strang, and they listen to the announcement, but they don't watch the rest of what I call the show, when he explains everything. These people thought that you were allowed to have 250 people in your house for a karaoke party. And I felt like shit having to cancel, because I thought I was going to someone's house, some friends, as a freebie. And unfortunately, one of the guys we were having the party for was on the plane from Fort McMurray that had COVID. And so whether we like it or not, we played all our lives for nothing. We put it all back into the show. Now at a certain time where we're actually making money and stuff like that, we got to give some back, and it's sometimes going to cost you more to do the show. So you got people coming out, and then we just did a survey for karaoke on Facebook, and we said people want to go back for half the price. And some of the people, can't afford to lower their price. There's people out there that do karaoke, they're doing it for free because they like to do it. And then there's people like myself and Maurice and whoever else does karaoke, we're doing it for a living. So we make enough money that maybe if we go half price, we can still afford it. But there's people that are out there doing it for $50. They can't do it for $25. So we asked a survey of people saying, would you pay a cover charge to go out and do something that you love to do, which is either $5, $3, or $0. The survey, and I hate being serious at this time, but the survey, a lot of people said, no way am I paying any money. And I'm just going, wow, this is a chance for you to come out. Karaoke isn't about the artist, it's about the people in the audience. So this is an opportunity for people to come up and sing, and they're going, I'm not going to pay anything, and I'm going to sit and drink water all night, and I'm not going to tip the waiters and the waitresses. This is what I've been dealing with. I thought karaoke would last for 6 months. I've been doing it for over 30 years. Feels a little bit like prostitution for me, but I can't play guitar like Dave or Maurice.
And you're an awesome prostitute, let's be real honest. You're a really good prostitute.
And I'm a cheap prostitute. I don't even charge HST. Anyways, just making that point.
That was holding me back.
We gotta be safe.
So, Jackie brought up a couple of very good points there. So, if anybody's been a geek gigging musician, sorry, I stumbled on my words, and you play a wedding. Weddings typically go something like this. They hire the caterer, they hire the church, the limo, the photographer, blah, blah, and then they come to the musician and say, I got $250, you want to do my wedding, right? And so that's what typically happens, and a lot of guys. I'll give it to Kyle. Kyle takes in, man. Like we get our money for weddings all the time.
I got an interjection there for you. It costs $400 for tablecloths for the wedding.
Yes.
And you don't get to keep them. No one after the wedding goes, my, wasn't those tablecloths amazing?
Yeah, I took one home.
And then you'll have someone that comes up to a performer or a DJ and say, I'll give you $200 and a chicken meal.
Cost $600,000 to end a wedding, you can do that right now.
And I've done $10,000 weddings that, you know, they went all out and, yeah, I'll give you 200.
But here's the point. The point is this, you're not paying for the $2,500 performance or our looks, but you're paying for all the pain and sweat and blood and tears that went into getting to that $2,500 performance, right? And that's one of the things that we're really trying to hammer home. Like musicians put a lot into it.
That's why this show is happening tonight.
Well,
because it all happened because of a bunch of people that were realizing how important music was when all of a sudden they just couldn't see it for free anywhere they wanted to go around town or whatever. All of a sudden, and then we're doing our live streams and trying to reach the crowds because we still have to do what we do. But when people realize now how important music is in their lives, moving forward, I hope this is an education for not just ourselves, how to present ourselves, but for all the people that enjoy as fans of music. And you guys in the audience tonight, you guys have to understand, yeah, this is a history lesson. We're talking about the old times and the old times may be gone, but you guys are true music fans, or you wouldn't have bought a ticket to this event. You wouldn't be on their website now. There's been a really, it's been a great thing to get everybody to understand how important music is, how damn important music is. And I hope you guys take a lesson from that, because when we move forward from that, with these micro sales and people selling their live streams and all that, you say, pay $2 for this, or pay $2 for that, or $5 ticket. I'm going to start selling my shows online on Eventbrite. And I'm going to be doing this, and people are going to be sure I used to see it for free. Well, I'm not charging an arm and a leg here. It's a shot of a shooter at the bar. But you can see me for 2 hours, and this is what's going to happen with everybody. And when this pandemic is over, this is still going to be happening. It's a great wake-up call for the industry. And like, there's a lot of money. It's not the money. It's just that we have to be we have to get our fair due. I mean, without music, that's why they.
Or you see a product. You have a product for sale. You created a product. You made a product. You have a product for sale.
Cameron-Thompson proved the whole
pay for it. It's only fair that they should pay for it.
Oh yes, and Cameron-Thompson, you proved it. You proved what exactly what I'm talking about. Just because we had to have something, a healing in music. Music is something that brings us all together. You know what? Musicians, our job is to get people to drink, party, sing out loud, dance on the dance floor, and go home going, wow, I was entertained for your cover charge. Well, all of a sudden, our jobs have been relegated. We can't do any of that. I mean, some of us are show bands. Show bands aren't so much, but the guy that plays the trench workers, the guys playing the pubs, the Irish bands and all that, yeah, they're slashing the beer glasses and all that. Those guys, that is exactly what we are not encouraged to do right now. Doing it virtually may be the best way we can do it in the short term, but music is so essential to our core being. And all of a sudden, people can't have music. That's why there's 280,000 people on our kitchen site. Because we have to have music. Music is so important. It's so much more important than what we can do ourselves and all that. And yeah, a couple of these, but I'll tell you. All I'm telling you is that realize that the next time you go online and one of your favorite artists is selling tickets online for a virtual concert, and it's a beer like $5. That's the cost of a beer. You're going to pay $4.99 for music or for a movie on Amazon.
Pay it.
Right? And this goes right into the pocket of the artist. So there you go, folks. That's my
I did want to say one thing. You're bang on. We got a new record here, by the way. Dave went an hour and a half without interrupting anybody until he interrupted. That's pretty good. Dave, round of applause tonight. The other thing that I'd like to say, and this is a common theme when we're talking to people, is, you know, the whole, when this is going on and people were stuck in their house and stuff, everybody that learns how to play an instrument, Tommy's over here, you know what I'm talking about, Kyle, Dave, Roy, Sharon, everybody. When you're learning your craft, you spend a lot of time by yourself trying to figure out what the freak you're doing.
Still
right?
I do that every day.
Yeah, well, Sorry, isn't that right now? Yeah. Anyway.
I sang into a hairbrush
Right. So
many years.
a lot of these folks that are up here are going to be the folks that are going to get people through interest assessment ways because they've been put up with that stuff. They're going to try to learn what the hell it is that they're doing, right? So hopefully you guys are getting that too. Like it's you know, it's a real funny thing. Dave talks all the time about you got this itch. We've been in and out. Everybody on the stage, maybe not Maurice, but everybody on the stage has played and quit and went back to it. And it's a itch, man. You get it under your skin, you gotta keep going, right? It's like, you're playing for no money, but then you gotta go back, you gotta do it again. Everybody that's in this room that's a musician knows what I'm talking about.
On the panel, there's 400 years of experience. People that have spent their whole lives honing that craft to learn what they're doing. It's worth something. And that's what I guess I'm saying to you. It's a product. It has value. It's worth something. You know what I mean? You can't give that shit away for free. You can't. You know what I mean? So that's something that we'll talk about another time. But right now, there's probably a draw to be made. I'm going to get Sharon Burry to put the bullet in, baby.
And while you're pulling that ticket out of the box, guys, Dress to Kill is over here. They've been working hard. Look at Gene. Gene's going to speak up on the table. We can't have that. All right, so over here, if you want to go over there and get camera shots, no problem. Later on, we'll do some shots over here, but put these guys to work. They are incredible. And if the next time they play here, oh, that's a nice press roll there.
That's right, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good piece of
That's a two-finger press roll.
Ticket number 707-199.
You never talked that sexy on stage before.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tyler. Going.
Lee, you're not falling asleep, are you, buddy?
No, what I would like to say though is that Darby has something to say, so.
Thanks, Lee. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to run, so if you want to do the draw before I go or after, please
We'll
just
do it
let me
now.
know
We'll do it
who
now.
it is.
We'll do it now, Darby.
Awesome. Awesome.
I just think it's, I'm going to talk for Sean and Dave. I think it's amazing that we have Darby Mills all the way from Vancouver, Lee Dymburt all the way from Vancouver, Heather Thompson who created the kitchen party for us, and the people here at Montes. We want to thank Montes for doing this. This is something where you go out on a limb, and we'd like to thank you guys for helping us out because even though we're talking about us up here, it's all about you guys, and with you guys here, you're the most important stuff. And the people that are here tonight are especially important because you're the ones that support all of us and come to all our shows. I guess Stephen Heyman down there, we were playing with the idea of maybe doing a Sunday night because it's a long weekend, so you get another 100 people in this bar. And Steve's thinking of, geez, I gotta get tickets for Friday and Sunday now, and I'm going, well, we're going to do all 80s hits on the Friday and all 70s hits on the Sunday, but it's you guys, and you'll go to any concert, you can talk to John Bon Jovi, anybody, they're going to say, it's all about you guys. So, there's other people that work besides us musicians. You know, it's, some people haven't seen doctors for a while. I was taking a speech therapy for my vocal cords. We had to do that on Zoom. And, you know, it's very important that you guys are here, because you're the guys that are always here for everybody. So I just want to thank you.
Obviously across Canada.
Yeah, we're right across Canada here today. So, thanks, Jeremy, for saying that. That's true. Jeremy, I know you gotta go, darling. I sure appreciate you being here. Like, it's so awesome.
Thanks, Jeremy.
You all see Jeremy's poster up here. You see her up on stage. She's been with us the whole night. That's what
we opened for you.
So I'm going to get Dave Roberts, I'm going to get Dave Roberts to job for yours, special prize bag, 2 CDs, a t-shirt, and I'm sorry.
A signed dog.
You still got the signed dog, right, exactly. Anyway, go ahead, Dave. So get your tickets ready, and we have another prize there for the second one.
We also have Shane Moore from Guilt, everybody, here this evening. If you remember, the Crazy Guilt, the Hawk, all those brothers, Chris Reynolds in the house, Tony Ladies in the house, Peter Armstrong's in the house, John Pierce in the house.
Okay, 7198. 7198. There's the last 4 numbers. And I want want to say one thing before, while people are looking at the tickets there. Maurice, you have a fabulous point. The online music is going to work for a whole pile of people. But I want to say one thing. Thank you to all the people that come and see music. But there is no replacement for coming into Montes and seeing Darby Mills go at it right in that front seat. There's no replacement for that. Nothing can replace that. And Darby, by the way, thank you for not blowing up my PA system at the MacDougall in 1982. We went on before you. Our band was Titan. You came on and it was just gorgeous. We loved you so much. It was just gorgeous. But I thought the PA was going to absolutely explode. And we were a loud band.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah. Well, what can I say? I didn't have control of the knowledge, right?
I think he had a song called Turn It Loud, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, Jack, I interrupted you. John, he was actually, you know what, he was going around the crowd and he's so good at that stuff. I can't see shit with my glasses tonight. But there's so many people that we want to think that are here that are in the same boat, right? We just haven't got to interview yet, that's all. There's a lot of very important people that we want to talk to. Keep watching. Yeah, keep watching. Do we have a winner for that or no?
Yes.
See you, Darby.
See you, Darby.
Thank you.
Let me know who won.
All right.
Let me know who won, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
While we're figuring out who won, I'd just like to, and if I forget somebody, please correct me. Steve Ruxton, who's running around here taking pictures, said something very funny to us today. Dave was trying to figure out limo rides and stuff, and Steve was like, oh, we're just text. Well, you know what? They're not just text. Those guys.
That's right.
And I said this, Dave and I couldn't figure out how to power up the laptop before Nelson came. So we got Zach back there on sound.
Yeah! Here's East Coast Award winner right there, sound man. There you go.
Zach Lacey is awesome. We got a Rhett on lights. Also happens to be him and Nancy are putting this all on.
Do you see what I'm sitting on, yellow this is? That is a bar stool from the Goddard Street Misty fucking home. That's what this is.
I can't do with that one, mate.
Now, the Goddard Street did. That goes way back. I mean, Nancy's family has such amazing history. Watch for her interview coming up next week, too. And it's
Lots of those.
Yeah. Jerry Ham is this madman running around. Jerry, we asked Jerry, Jerry, will you come in and just take this? Jerry showed up with like 50 freaking cameras. And he's got, I felt like I was at an NFL football game. He's going across there. This guy, he doesn't do anything half-ass.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
So it's awesome.
Can I say something with Jerry? I'll say Jerry has documented the last 20 or 30 years of the Atlantic music scene, and any one of us that ever need a video made or a movie, you'll be calling him this guy. This guy, for the love of music, is the prime example. Steve Ruxton, you too, my friend. These guys are filming and taking pictures of every rock and roll musician that have graced this stage and most stages in Halifax for the last 20 to 30 years. And they are such an important resource. Because we're talking little stories and all that, but generations will pass, and you're going to get older there, Kyle.
No, he's not. He's from Arizona.
This is history. But this is history, and this guy has it all in his hard drives at home, and he knows where everything is. He's seen it all. And not everybody just goes out and does that. And listen, man, you're important. You are so important to the music scene down here, preserving history, man. We love you, man. We love you. That's right. I'm done.
That's awesome.
Listen, I want to thank my friend Canada back there. She was the one who opened the door for y'all, took your tickets and everything. She's got bucks for sale. Canada does in the back. I want to thank Maurice Aucoin, who came all the way from Athens to New Brunswick with his limousine because he's a fan of the show. He's a fan of the show. The fan of all these folks up here. He was a player. He played up with Gamble himself, and he came over and said, I get it. The bottom of my heart, I think. That was such a cool thing.
Truth be told, we were late getting here because we had to take right here to the car. No. So we go, let's get some champagne at the liquor store. So Dave sends Eddie in with his credit card, and Eddie got ID'd, so it took us yeah. So I want to thank Steven for taking all these pictures, man. This guy, he came in here today. I saw the job that they were doing, setting it up. It wasn't an easy job, and he's doing a fantastic job. The Dress to Kill boys, I tell you, like, get over there and get some pictures. right? That's as close to Kiss as you're gonna get now.
It's amazing.
And I think better. I'm a huge Kiss fan. Let me tell you, I'm probably one of the biggest Kiss fans in the world. And those dudes, they're awesome. I'd like to give a huge shout out to a fella who I don't know where he is. He's taking pictures, but Mr. Bruce Nelson. You guys all know Bruce.
Homemade.
Right?
His nickname's Homemade. Homemade. That's the old nickname.
Good. So we started this thing. Bruce jumped on it right away, and one of the things that I can't say who it is, but in passing, Dave and I said, geez, it'd be really neat to interview this individual. So I'm helping Dave move, and you want to see a couple of freaking Barstools trying to move furniture. Dave's got Barstools and Van Talk. We're going to start doing that Narrow's House thing really soon. We're going to bring in live people.
We get it all.
Anyway, long story short, we're trying to get this couch into an area that wasn't designed to get a couch in. And my phone rings. Actually, it beeps, and it was a text, and it was this email. And it was from Bruce, and I said, what the frick is that? And he goes, we got him. And I called him right away, and I can't tell you who it is. Dave and I are talking to this person next Thursday. It's gonna blow your friggin' mind. But I will tell you one that we showed up today. Does anybody know a gentleman by the name of Liberty DeVito?
Plays a little bit of drums.
Yeah, Liberty DeVito is going to be on our show probably next week.
Right, for Billy Joel, come on, see what we're doing.
If you guys go watch Hired Gun, if there is a cooler friggin' dude in that show than Liberty DeVito, I don't know who it is, man. He's got the rodeo voice like that. He should have been on The Sopranos. He's that friggin' cool, man. And I said to him in the email, I said that if I got to speak to Liberty DeVito for 5 friggin' minutes and then I dropped dead 2 minutes later, I'd be happy. And he kind of came back and goes, well, it's going to be a pretty boring conversation. But anyway, he's on next week and I'm really excited about that.
What we're still thinking about, did y'all notice how Montes has transformed? Look, if you look at every single friggin' wall, every part of the ceiling, I can't believe how this bar has transformed into just a yesteryear memories. It's amazing to this man. Jackie Smith spent 3 freaking days putting this stuff up, and I'm so.
Let's give her Jack.
Jackie, his time and his diligence in putting all this stuff together, his life is so long. I mean, there's some pretty cool bullshit.
You should leave it here, Jack. It's most better than
Our friend Eddie Duggan is the same thing. Eddie Duggan's question is here, along with Bruce Nelson's question is here, and it's just, I can't thank you guys enough for what you did.
This is a rock and roll Atlantic Hall of Fame.
Did we get anybody in any of the tech? Because I don't want to forget any of the technical people.
No, I think one who was Secretary of Service, it was Zach, and there was Bruce, and it was Jerry, and it was Steven. Those are the guys. Red.
And I want to throw this out. So, anybody that's attacked, did anybody see the interview we did with Dave Ratt? Soundman for Foo Fighters, Nirvana.
Sound good.
And what a freaking cool dude. He wants to do 5 more episodes, so it's cool.
When Maritime's gonna reach, folks, we reach the world. We really do.
Damn, there it is. So, are we almost?
Must be freaking. I want to start drinking some.
That's fine.
I'm really good.
I want to throw this out.
Kyle sort of pace a little bit. Like, okay, can I fucking drink now? Can I drink now? Can I drink now? Can I drink now?
So this is the part where I gotta know. I think you guys all know.
Yes.
Anyway, my lead Dymburt wrestling bitch face is gonna come up here in a second.
Don't let it happen.
I don't want to. Kyle was singing last night. He's a little raw, so he didn't necessarily want to sing. But I wondered if one of you 2 gentlemen want to end the show with a tune.
Yes.
Maybe they can sing once you get it.
Like I haven't talked enough tonight.
And don't forget 2 Rock is coming on.
2 Rock's coming up after this. And you know what, Dave? Let's just Chris and P. Paul, I just want to say thanks a lot, boys, for coming out. They're playing next week with Razor Boy, right? I saw those guys open. I didn't actually see them. I saw the video. They do a great job. They work really hard. We saw Chris play with his wife. Was it 3 weeks ago at the Smoke Room?
Yep.
And for these guys to come out and do it, it's great. And the fact that they're playing, there we go. And the fact that they're playing next week, maybe we're going to get a double shot. So thanks a lot, boys. And make sure you get pictures with the Dressy Kill Boys.
Oh, look, there's 2 guitars, 2 singers. I'm telling you right now, this is a great song.
All right.
You know, Dave, I've never played with you before. That's something we both know, maybe. You pick a song and I'll follow it. We'll play together.
Where's all these characters now?
Where's all the singers from? Yeah. Sharon, Jackie, hello, Carl, Jesus.
Are you standard tuning? Are you standard tuning? Are you doing standard? Well, now we're the same. This is totally folks, this is the totally unrehearsed part of the show.
Jerry, hope you have this on video, brother.
You should.
This shit's gonna get real. Love it.
We'll do a cover tune, so we both play it.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Can I just say one last thing before you guys start? I was just talking to Roy Mombourquette, is a wordsmith that he would believe. Roy wanted to apologize for every musician that he ever played with for aiming lights at their head. And I said, well, I get a full head of hair. And he goes, well, you didn't play with me. He goes, look at Dave. Anyway, sorry.
That's what happened.
But, true story. But what we're going to do is, after we're done, the Dress to Kill boys want a picture with all y'all over here.
Fabulous.
All right?
And what Two Rock has got, don't you guys think the show's over? We're all opening up for Two Rock. That's what we're doing. Well, let's play a Tom Petty song. Let's do it. Won't back down. You might have played that before, haven't you? Good. It's at least a song we all know, and you guys can sing along with us. 2, 3, 4. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Well, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground. Everybody! And I won't back down. I won't back down. Hey, yeah, there ain't no easy way out. I won't back down. Hey, yeah, stand my ground. And I won't back down. When I know what's right, I got just one life. In a world that keeps on pushing me around, gonna stand my ground. And I won't back down. I won't back down. Ain't no easy way out. I won't back down. Stand my ground. And I won't back down. All right. Two lead singers with no lead guitar. Beautiful. Where's Bruce? Oh, Lee, you should have your guitar on with us, buddy. I won't like, hey, baby. There ain't no easy way out. Oh, like, hey, I won't back down. I won't back down. Hey, baby. There ain't no easy way out. Stand my ground. I won't back down. No, I won't back down. Thanks, Dave. First time in 40 years we played together. There you go.
Thank you, guys.
You guys are great, thank you.
Really, right here? Up here? Charlotte voice?
Where the hell? What do you mean good job, boys? Where'd you go?
I went to
Yeah, that was good.
We're going to do a picture. And then we'll go do that.
I have to run, leave. It was a great meeting you. Have fun.
Let's get everybody in. Everybody going to get a picture here, boys.
What's that? Right back at you. Great show. Thanks for having me.
I didn't mean to embarrass you. You can punch me later.
I'm going to press all the buttons now.
Where's everybody at?
Say goodbye to Heather. Bye, Heather. Thanks for having me.
Okay, where's everybody at? This is just like every dream I ever had when I was 15.
Hey, buddy. Where's Roy? For being seen. That's right. Roy, Mombourquette. Hey, we're not distancing.
Let's go.
Respect is everything.
Come on, Eddie, get in here, brother.
Where's Roy Mombourquette? Charlie Grass. Roy Mombourquette.
All problems
in Montreal. Smile! What does she smell like? Trying to look cool.
I smell like feet.
Trying to look cool. Doesn't work very often.
Yes.
Chris Cromwell.
That's right. That's my boy. That's right. That's right.
Hey, boy, get up here.
That's my boy. Nasty ass motherfucker.
Everybody say nasty ass motherfucker.
Nasty ass motherfucker.
Hey, tell them with the outro. Their outro. Are we done?
Okay, we're good. Thanks, guys.
I was like,
Like the old days.
Hey, I want to tell you guys something else. If y'all watched one of our videos before, there's an intro that's sang by Ian MacDougall. There's also an outro that is sung by Scott Harnish. You might recognize him as Gene Simmons right now. He's Boston music, band music, history, sang by this fella. Hello. So that is. Yeah, he's a talented writer, a songwriter, musician. We thank you for that. I didn't get a chance to include you on that, but yeah. So again, the outro to all of our videos is Scott Harnish. So talented. All right. We're gonna take a break, then we're gonna, well, just drink, keep fucking drinking.
Good advice.
All right, check, yep, you're good.
Check this one too.
Hello everybody, how are yous? You doing all right, yeah? What the hell did you think of that? That was pretty awesome, I'd say. I loved it, right? Hats off to Sean and Dave there for doing the bar talk and band talk, bar stools. Yeah. And me and Chris get the privilege of sitting on these Misty Moon, I believe,
Absolutely.
chairs. So we're gonna rock these things up. So if you know the words to all these things that we're playing tonight, sing along, because it's sure be nice to make sure that we are on key, okay, everybody?
Somebody's gonna tell me what the words are, so.
Lip reading is one of the specialties that all musicians do.
Next best thing to learn in the song.
All right, we're going to start things off with a little bit of Bon Jovi for you.
Someday I'll be Saturday night. If my name is Jim, then I'm going home. My life's a coffee basement, all the good shit's going. I just can't hold a job where I belong. Sleeping in my car, my dreams moving on. My name's Billy Jean, my love is body and soul. I'm only 16, I feel 100 years old. I'm lost with daddy, went to find a 6 or 8. The street life ain't much better, but at least I'm getting paid. Well, Tuesday just might come my way. Can't get worse than yesterday. Thursdays, Fridays ain't been kind, but somehow I survive. Hey, man, I'm alive. I'm taking each day. Someday I'll be Saturday night. Now I can sing all day, I'll tell you where I am. Going for myself and waiting for your light king. I wish that I could be in some other time and space. Someone else's soul, someone else's space. Well, Tuesday just might come my way. Can't get worse than yesterday. Thursdays, Fridays ain't been kind, but somehow I'll survive. Hey, man, I'm alive. I'm taking each day, night at a time. Yeah, and I know I get by. Hey, there's gonna be my life. Like I ain't got nothing but this roll of the dice. Feel like I'm on every Sunday. Saturday night. Woo! Okay, we're gonna obey, I'm gonna find a way. Hey, and I'm alive, I'm taking each day, night at a time. Now, I know I'll get by. Hey, man, gonna get my life. Gonna pick up all the pieces of what's step to my right. Feeling like I'm Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday. Someday I'll be Saturday night. Feeling like a Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday night. Woo! Saturday night. Saturday night. Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I think I heard some of you singing, so that's a fantastic thing.
It's getting hot up here.
Zach, can I get just a little more of my guitar and the monitors for me, please? There's a lot in the back monitor.
All right, so here's one My favorite part of the evening, audience participation.
Yeah, me too. So we're gonna do something. You ready?
Something.
Start her off.
All right, here we go. Get some clapping going here.
So here's a part of the show where you guys actually keep us honest in the tempo. So here we go. Just like this.
Come on.
Here we go, come on. Keep us honest.
How close to it?
Come on, Eddie, back there, I see you, man.
Yeah. Don't think we can't see it back there. Come on, I want to see some more hands in the air. And I want you all to sing along if you know the words. Standing in the rain, with his head hung low, couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show. With the roar of the crowd, he can picture the scene. Put his ear to the wall, like a distant scream. The unborn guitar just threw him away. Stars in his eyes. The very next day, while I beat up 6 second-hand songs, didn't know how to play it, but I knew for sure. And that one guitar felt good in his hands. It didn't take long to understand. And that one guitar started way down low. It's a one-way ticket, only one way to go. Now he needs to keep it rocking. He just can't stop. He's gotta keep on rocking. This boy has got to stay on top and be a jukebox hero. Stars in his eyes. He's a jukebox hero. He's a jukebox hero. Stars in his eyes. Stars in his eyes. How we all doing? All right. How we all doing? I want to hear everybody out there, because I know you're there. I want to hear you sing with me. I want to hear you say yeah. Come on now. I want to hear you say yeah. Better. A little better. You can do better than that. Here we go. I want to hear you say yeah. I want to hear you say yeah, yeah. Woo. I want to hear you say yeah, yeah. Oh, that sounds so good. What do you think?
Man, I think it sounds great. And they're keeping us honest.
That's right. In a town without a name, in a heaven down cold, honey passed his own shadow by the backstage door, like a trip through the past. That day in the rain, that one guitar made his whole life change. Now he needs to keep it rocking. He just can't stop. He's gotta keep on rocking. That boy has got to stay on top and be a jukebox hero. Stars in his eyes. He's a jukebox hero. He's a jukebox jukebox hero. He's a jukebox hero. Stars in his eyes, stars in his eyes. Woo! Thank you very much.
You guys hear everything okay? You guys doing all right too? You got a little sip of drink and all that jazz going on with you? Whew. I don't drink rum, but I need to drink rum. All right. Here's another song we do by.
Is that what we're doing?
One by Extreme. All you guys out here. What a great cause this was tonight. These guys really put a lot of work into Montes, and the staff of Montes has done the same thing. They really tried hard to bring everything that they possibly could to the very first of these shows, and we're so very proud to be a part of this. You guys have no idea how much fun this is, and to collaborate with these guys on a lot of stuff that they're going to be doing too. So next year, whenever they're going to do it, probably before that, if we know Dave will want to do this and everyone else.
Absolutely. Possibly next week.
No.
You want to do that now?
Well, not many people know this, but right now we've got a special guest that we want to get up with us. I hope you guys don't mind. He's kind of new to the scene. I heard that. Huh? So we're gonna he's a little shy and stuff like that. He's never been on stage that much before, but anyway, we want to bring Mr. Jackie Smith to the stage, please. Thank you, Jack. I'm sorry to tease you so much for this.
See that? I do. My God.
Those are like dark and dirty.
Oh my God.
Well, that's for afterwards.
For afterwards?
Yeah, I can't do that now.
Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna lay right here.
All right, perfect. Thanks, sir.
Here we go.
Where you gonna be?
Are you ready?
Right here. Right there?
I'll do
Right
it
next to
with-
Paul.
I'll do it with you.
There we go. It's called the vocal warm-up, everybody. This is a vocal warm-up. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Here's to you guys. Thank you. Never drink before you sing. Never drink before you sing, and if you're...
During a pandemic!
And Chris Markson's going to give me singing lessons later. And I brought my own teleprompter. It's called the Mouse.
So we're gonna do something here
that we don't usually do, anyways.
You've been so kind, Jackie, to come and do this with us. We feel really honored, by the way, to have Jackie on stage with us.
Absolutely.
This is actually my bucket list, so I'm taking everything I can out of this performance tonight.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm taking it out of my box.
2, 3, 4.
You guys might know this one.
It's all the same. Put it in the
with his own color prompter. Can't afford to screw up with the two-rock.
I so love this, guys. You guys have no idea. Jack, let's do another song. What do you guys think? One's not enough, eh? One isn't enough?
Let's sit down. This is different for an acoustic.
No, one's definitely not enough. We're gonna get at least one more here.
Water chaser after Zambuca.
Lucky you.
This one you gotta stay in your seat.
Can we get some hands going again? Just like that.
You're rocking like this.
Just like this.
Look at you so jumpy. Why can't you sit still, yeah? That gasoline won't pump me. Anyway you catch a feel, yeah. Every time I touch you, honey, you get hot. I wanna make love, you never stop. My air, you pull the floor. What's been going ahead of you? I'm skinny pop, just knows where you're waiting. I'm skinny pop, all day, yeah. I'm skinny pop, Jesus love to play, yeah. Oh, skinny pop, nothing more to say. Look at me so funny. Love like a jacket old string. There's too many beats in your honey. And there's another one on your pinky, yeah. Every time I touch you, honey, you get hot. I wanna make love, you never stop. Come on, and you pull the floor. What's been going ahead of yours? I'm skinny pop, pulls me away, yeah. I'm skinny pop, all in the day, yeah. I'm skinny pop, Jesus let me play, yeah. All skinny pop, nothing more to say.
Favorite person.
Say my love won't do, yeah. Well, paint love written on your face. Well, honey, I can see right through, yeah. See who's right here at the end of the rain. It's hard. What's wrong? What's left? What the hell is going on? I'm skinny pop, just blows me away, yeah. I'm skinny pop, no day, yeah. I'm skinny pop, Jesus loves to play, yeah. I'm skinny pop, nothing more to say. I'm skinny pop, just blows me away, yeah. I'm skinny pop, no day, yeah. I'm skinny pop, Jesus loves to play, yeah. I'm skinny pop, nothing more to say.
To rock! Thank you for this opportunity. He's not gonna put this in here. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much, Jack.
Thank you.
That's my musical brother. That's our musical brother.
That's right.
Hey.
Give Jackie a big hand. That was awesome.
Who needs a band? Huh? Good job, man. I love that. Again, that was my bucket list, and I'm gonna keep smiling from ear to ear all night.
You and me both, man.
Got a couple more here for you guys too as well, okay? So.
Water.
We're doing water. Let's try,
What's that? Oh, yeah, right.
All right, we're gonna do one now. This is a bit of a medley here. Hope you guys like this one. This was a lot of fun. Get your lighters out.
Little old man contemplate suicide twice a day. Life's passing by. Little old woman's getting by, left alone in desperate times. Life's passing by. Oh, life is misunderstood, babe. Close your eyes and dream of better days. Oh, life is misunderstood, babe. Life's not always fair, or so they say. Little boy with faded eyes, now he won't be home tonight. And don't know why. His mother, she sits alone, tangled in the web she's sown. She just loves to lie. Oh, lies and misunderstood, babe. Close your eyes and dream of better days. Oh, yeah. Oh, lies misunderstood, babe. Life's not always fair, or so they say. Life's not always fair, or so they say. You know I'm a dreamer, nothing on my heart to go. I need to run away and hide, 'cause I won't come alone. Just that if things went bad, doesn't mean they always will. Just take this song and you'll never be left all alone. Take me to your heart, maybe in your bones. Just one more night, and I'm coming on this long and winding road. I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
me free, home sweet home.
Thank you guys so much. Those are songs that we don't always get to hear. You know what? I'm still freaking out. I just sang with Jack Smith. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just loving that aspect of it.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna play another one here for you guys, and then we're gonna hand it over to Eddie on drums.
Do you have any other patients? Any other patients?
We just decided what to do here. I think we're gonna do a little Def Leppard for you guys, because you guys know all the words of this one too. Okay, so.
I'm glad somebody does.
Yeah.
I hope I can get on this one.
Hell yeah. Whew. So we are Toon Rock, and we want to say thank you so much to everybody for having us here tonight. The Kiss Tribute Band was here. They're phenomenal. I had a close look at their outfits and stuff, and I tell you, they're bang on with everything that they did with those things. And it was so nice to see them. Also, the other musicians that are in the crowd, I want to say thank you so much. I think I learned a lot from you guys. And I really appreciate knowing you guys, either through Facebook or face-to-face. And I think we can both say thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you very much.
So, thanks again to Dave and Sean, by the way. So, a little hand for those guys once again. Kyle, you rock, brother. You rock, brother. All right, another song here for you, and then we're gonna split the scene, okay? Have a drink with you. You guys sing along, right? Hey, come on.
If you want to, it's okay. If you need to, you can run, but you can never hide. Like the shadow that's creeping up beside you. Well, there's magic running through your soul, but you can't have it all. Whatever you do, I'll be 2 steps behind. Wherever you go, and I'll be there to remind you that it only takes a minute of your precious time. Turn around, I'll be 2 steps behind. Take the time to think about it. Just walk the line. You know you just can't find it. But take a look around. You'll see what you can find. Like the fire that's burning up inside me. There's a magic running through your soul, but you can't have it all. Whatever you do, I'll be 2 steps behind. Wherever you go, and I'll be there to remind you that it only takes a minute of your precious time. Turn around, I'll be 2 steps behind.
steps behind. Wherever you go, I'll be there to remind you that it only takes a minute of your precious time. Turn around, I'll be 2 steps behind. Whatever you do, I'll be 2 steps behind. Wherever you go, I'll be there to remind you that it only takes a minute of your precious time. Turn around, I'll be 2 steps behind. Hey, baby. Oh, sugar. I'll be 2 steps behind.
Woo! Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, okay? Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
I think you do a little bit better than that for 2 Rock, folks. 2 Rock!